Let's answer the age-old question for tabs and war formations in general. What is the best troop formation that you can use in war tactics? So let's just jump into this. We have a bunch of different side-by-side comparisons. Let's cut the music because we got a little bit of in-game audio going on. So we're going to basically start off with the X versus the Y formation. We're going to try to find out what's the best formation when you're playing a total accurate battle simulator, or maybe in real life as well, because we got a pretty accurate game here. So X is in red on the left, and it looks like we're getting some slow-mo here, and blue is fighting for it right now, Y formation. And what are we gonna find out? I may already know because this is pre-recorded, but anyways, we get blue as the victor. So we're gonna try out a little bit more characters. Maybe it was not too demonstrated well because we need some more characters. So X formation, you get a little bit of surface area when they make contact, and then you get some backup support coming in from the back to get some good fighting there too. So let's see what happens with about 20 knights or 20 swordsmen on each side. So it looks like blue might be winning here. We'll have to find out in just a few seconds when the fight's over with. And we're getting some good slow-mo here. Looks like 1 versus 5. 3 blue knights are falling on themselves. So where's this gonna go? Blue victory again. So Y is doing pretty good, it looks like, for the blue team. And let's try a different Y formation it looks like we're gonna do next. So we're going head-to-head here again, and some good non-blood combat for you young folk out there. That's pretty good. So we don't have to censor too much going on here, but some good slow-mo action, and back to normal speed. And X is red again, so let's see. It looks like we're going to see a red victory. And X is killing someone who's on the ground. That's not very nice-man-like. But we have another Y formation, reverse Y formation. This is a pretty good tactic to use in war that people have been debating what's the best strategy in war tactics for a long time. So we're going to find out today at the end of this video. So keep watching to find out. Some good slow-mo going on here for X versus reverse Y formation. So looks to be pretty good here. Get some pretty high frame rates, by the way. Some 200 FPS. Game's not too demanding. But X, it looks like it's winning a 1v3. Can blue ring it back? He's doing pretty good. Dodging, attacking, and didn't make it. So X formation looks like they're pretty even, but let's try some other formations versus the X formation. So we're going to get the line formation, and going right into it, looks like some good action and good fighting from both sides, I'd have to say. So some good screams in there too if you like to blood and death, but no blood, more death. So X is potentially in the lead. No, it's a 4v4, 3v3, and we're waiting for the conclusion. 2v2, 1v2. Can X bring it back? Slow-mo will help us find out, and he's on the ground. And they just cut his leg and he dies. So the line formation won it there, but let's try a horizontal line formation. So normally you can send one in at a time and see if that does any better versus the X formation, which we don't know quite yet, but it looks pretty intense. So let's watch and find out. So looks pretty uneven, even 2 versus 3, 1 versus 3 again. X is getting beat by the line formation and is stabbed in the back. Not too good there for the line formation. So what formation are we going to try next? We're going to try the a little bit more widely used, the arrow tactic. This has been used in some Roman fights and everything. I'm not too sure about that. I didn't research the arrow formation too well, but we're going to find out what works right here and right now in the tabs. Good slow-mo going on there. We got Lulu saying the battle grunts are hysterical. You could say that. They're pretty realistic and accurate as well. So blue victory, the arrow formation seems like it's pretty good versus an X formation. But what else can we try? I guess we can try a reverse arrow formation. We'll see if that does any better, which it already did pretty good in the first place. We'll give it a little bit of a tail, looks like. to give an equal 20 versus 20 units. So it looks like the bottom of the arrow formation didn't do too well, the reverse arrow formation, but the top did good. So now we're getting the final fight here. It looks like arrow formation, reverse arrow formation takes it home again. So pretty good. And we're going to have some more formations because we got to test every single formation. So we're going to do a arrow filled in formation, so a triangle. That's what we're going for here. 20 versus 20 again, and let's see what happens. So good fighting, good screams as Lulu mentioned before, and some people being slain here and there. They'll be back to life in no time, don't worry about it. But it looks like X formation is beating the filled in arrow formation. So that one didn't do too well. So let's try another one, why don't we? Let's do a row formation, looks like we're going for in this test. So typical Romans you would see lined up, or just troops in general usually see a lot of this formation, but let's see if X can win again. X is doing pretty good so far. Can you do a circle formation? Potentially. I'm not sure if that was in this footage, but we might see it. And we get to see blue taking it home with the row formation. It beats out the X formation, so pretty good there. Let's see what else do we have coming up next. A couple more formations. Actually, we're going to try some different units. So maybe the shield units can do pretty good if they can encompass the other team, the X formation. So let's see if the unit type actually matters in formations. So we're seeing some good shield bashing. A lot of blue shield bodies, so maybe shields aren't the best against swords, but we'll find out what the conclusion is. We pretty much already know. Looks like blue's losing, so swords are better than shields, and it doesn't matter too much for line formation, but just to verify, we can try a row formation in shields. Maybe that's a little bit stronger when you got shields at your back, pushing the other shields forward. Not too sure about that, but Total Accurate Battle Simulator is gonna find out for us. So, looking like blue is all over the ground, and that's not good for them, but I guess it's good for the red team at least. So, we could probably fast forward this one. We don't need to, it's pretty much over. So, that's that. Shields are pretty not great against swords, but we're going to try a crescent moon formation. Maybe they can go at it a little bit different, some side attacks. Blue's doing, looks like a little bit better this time. They're lasting longer. 3 blue dead, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it looks like that crescent moon formation didn't do as well as I was expecting, hopefully. Something, oh, 1 versus 10. Maybe you can still do it. Just maybe, maybe not. Okay, that's over with. And we can do next a reverse crescent, so we can completely gang up on them and see if that works. Definitely a good tactic if you're into war and medieval fights and sword fighting and shields. So it looks like blue's already dead, so okay, now we can fast forward some here. So what can we do next? I guess we can try some swords in a circle formation, which Lulu has requested. Can you do a circle formation? So we did do that, and let's find out who wins in a 20v20 X versus O. So let's go. And off to not a unsure start. Red's kind of winning, like 5 versus like 8 versus 2 now, and that's pretty quick. So circle formation, Lulu is not a good formation, it turns out. So you'll definitely want to stick with that X formation if you're ever a tactician war leader back in the old days, or today if it ever reverts into sword fighting for wars. Pretty interesting. So it looks like next up we're going to try A formation versus an X formation, some more letter combos that could be pretty good. So the first set of the A goes in and kind of dies pretty quickly, but the second A part comes in. So let's see, 3, 4 blue left versus around 10 red. So A formation also not very good. Horseshoe. I don't believe we tested the horseshoe, but we'll do that next time for sure. A horseshoe technique. Well, a horse sideways shoe, I guess. More like a U is how I would think of it. But a Z formation, it looks like we're going to do next. And it, I believe, is the last formation test. And that will be a conclusion for all the formations that you could possibly think of. There's probably a couple more, and different unit types may or may not matter, but we'll have to see if the Z formation did well against the X, and we have an answer. Z took home the win versus the X formation. So that pretty much comes to a conclusion of battle formations and war formations for Total Battle Accurate Simulator. Kind of reverse that, but either way, so pretty good stuff. Hopefully we get some more unit types. We were waiting on some extra unit types. I believe the ninjas and a couple other pirates and other stuff are coming to the game. It is in early access. I believe it's only around $15, so there's a story campaign, which was pretty fun and a lot of good tests to do yourself, and then you can play the regular the simulation mode that you can just pit against as many characters as you want, which we may or may not do some benchmarking later with 100 units or 1,000 units and see how far this goes, because we were getting quite a bit over 200 FPS, thinking this could be a little bit more CPU intense game, around 30%. GPU not too well optimized, only around 70% in the just the recording testing we did. So it is in early access, so we weren't expecting a super polished game quite yet, but it is pretty fun and can eat up quite a bit of time if you get addicted to fun little games like this with a little bit of humor and a little bit of tactical warplay going on. So good stuff there. And we have Lulu saying gun formation. We didn't do that one. And Mark saying nice, thanks. Looks like we answered your age-old question of what's the best formation. It looks like X won most of the battles, so that was pretty good for the X formation, beating out quite a few of the other formations. And love pirates. Hopefully that'll be coming in the next couple weeks here, but we'll have to see where that goes. And hopefully they add some other modes. Maybe like a PvP mode would be pretty fun if you had like 2 different modes for PvP, like one team would set up first and then you would counter them, and then you have 2 turns each. Or maybe like a blind mode where you wouldn't see the other team set up, and then you can set up your units and you can fight other players online. That would be pretty intense for battle simulator game. I haven't quite seen that yet, but it could be out there, but that'd be cool. Total Tabs did it, so a lot of cool fun stuff. And with that, we shall try to get a benchmark later today with some other graphics cards and see what we can see about CPU performance as well, and simulation games with a lot of units running around. But for that, we will have another episode tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific with some more tech and game news, and we'll be signing out. Pew 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 pew.